Hi, everybody. This is episode 60 or 61 of the Alfie Whattam Technology Podcast. As always, sponsored by Alpha Technology. If you're a software developer, if you're looking for your next opportunity, if you're a software development manager or a CTO or a hiring manager, and you're looking to hire top engineers to grow, then welovealpha.com is the place to go to advance your career, to advance your team, and to scale your mission. So Alpha Technology, the hosts of the Alfie Whattam Tech Podcast. Today, I am joined by a very special guest. Do you want to give us a bit of an intro, talk about who you are, what your background is, just give us a 30-second summary.
Hello everyone, I'm Giulio Trimarco and I'm an engineering manager in Cloud & C at the moment. My background is I started as an embedded software engineer, telecommunication, then I moved to aerospace and defense. I also worked in multimedia market like video streaming, real-time decoding, before moving to more managerial roles. I also worked for companies like ARM, GPU, Mali, and GraphCore for artificial intelligence.
Awesome. So you've been around the block, Giulio. You know software engineering like the back of your hand, and I'm sure you've got some good suggestions and opinions to add on to what's happening today. So without further ado, let's see what's happening in the world of technology. First article: Tesla releases impressive footage of a robot pulling still smoking casting from GigaPress. This is probably right up your street in the areas of sort of manufacturing and production, but Tesla has released impressive new footage of one of its robots pulling a still smoking large casting part from one of its GigaPress machines. This new casting approach from Tesla is going to be critical for the future of the company, and especially new vehicle programs like the Cybertruck, which I believe is coming next year. I know it's been delayed a couple of times, but it's very, very exciting. Those things look incredible, like a Tron vehicle or something. Over the last few years, Tesla has been heavily investing in casting and alloy technology to enable larger casted parts that have the capability to greatly simplify manufacturing. There's actually a little video down here showing the in action. So, I mean, I understand this in the same way that perhaps a mechanical engineer would, but it looks like they're making cars in the way that toy cars are made, is what it says there. So it looks like they're pulling it out of the machine whilst it's being smelted or created. I don't really know what the term would be, but there's the part, and it's all being done in real time. So obviously, Tesla as a business, using robotics, using AI, using really advanced design techniques to produce the hardware that they're putting out there to the world. Pretty innovative stuff. What do you think about the idea of them producing this way, using robots in this type rather than it being a traditional assembly line?
I mean, for sure, the like all this automation is a way of reducing cost and increasing the time to market. I think there is a huge investment. So in terms of producing the technology, so from one side you simplify the mass production because of course there is no people involved and there is less margin for human error. On the other side, you increase the complexity of the technology, especially in the artificial intelligence. It easily the reason why we have these complex companies today that develop software is just because everything we do is the complexity and intricacy is skyrocketing. And this is also has its own challenges. So there is some let's say automate everything is a challenge on itself.
You can't automate everything, can you? Not everything.
No, you cannot. I think that you cannot automate everything, and I think the human component is critical. Perhaps not in like assembling the car, but it still needs someone thinking about how you want to do the car, what piece you need, and how to make it better and improve. Like someone needs to understand the pieces you want to create, and still creating a piece like some project mechanical engineering, for example, depending on how you create or design a piece, the cost and the complexity can change.
Yeah.
So also make sure, like for example, what we're doing Cloud and Sea is very relevant to Tesla. For example, we want to automate how we machine metal to create a specific part.
Okay, cool.
And how the project, you design the part has a huge impact on how easy it is to automate.
Oh.
So there's a very strict relation between what the human do and how you can automate it.
It's interesting. The things that Tesla are doing are obviously absolutely groundbreaking, but they also have the potential to eradicate industries, like the assembly line, people putting stuff together. Okay, they could automate that. Taxis, vehicles delivering goods, all self-driving. So obviously it will create a lot of jobs, but it will be interesting to see the impact that a single company can have on the economy. It's quite terrifying in both good and bad, really.
I think we have already some examples, like probably not in the automation, but there are huge companies like Amazon, Google already have this kind of impact on the economy.
Yeah. One you mentioned about AI then a moment ago, and AI is very much kind of the topic of the next article. So ARGO AI assembles panel of outside experts to oversee the safety of its autonomous vehicles. The council will help the company with the launch of its commercial service. This is something that I've talked about on the podcast for the past couple of weeks. It's been kind of gearing up in the news. But as autonomous vehicle testing ramps up, ARGO AI announced the formation of a panel of outside experts to oversee the safe deployment of its technology. Obviously, very, very good. The startup, which is backed by Ford, backed by Volkswagen, will provide feedback on ARGO's safety and security practices and policies, including maintaining a world-class safety culture, scaling safety across multiple cities and countries, and responsibly launching and operating commercial driverless services. That is a mouthful of a sentence right there. They just raised a lot of money recently. I believe it was ARGO. They've got a killer board at the moment of some of the kind of the top heavyweights in this sector as well. So they've had like 10 crashes, it says, and a couple of people going to hospital from like trials they've done in the past, but that is very, very, very small numbers compared to the amount of vehicles they've had out there, which from my perspective, self-driving cars are almost, if you have one tiny little crash, that's all the media will ever talk about. If you have a human crashing a car, obviously it's less of a story, but for obvious reasons why. But what do you think about sort of the AI advancements in self-driving transportation, and where do you see that heading?
I mean, coming from a defense, like military and space environment where safety, security, and manual override was, one of the most important thing, right? You won't automate as much as you can, but then you need the ability to intervene if something is going wrong. Not having someone at the car driving is, I don't know. I don't think culturally we are ready for it. I mean, I don't know if I would be if I would feel safe climbing in a taxi without anyone driving.
Yeah.
And one thing that I say is like artificial intelligence does what you train it to do. So there are situations where experience or bad experience, it will teach us what you have to do. For example, I don't know, anything could happen, and that is not coded in the AI, and you can have some kind of, or simply, these self-driving cars have a huge number of sensors, complex softwares. So a sensor go bad, it could happen, right? And all of a sudden your car doesn't see what happened on the left and on the right, for example, or sometimes even simple things. I don't know, anything can happen. Stones on can break something. So yes, it is kind of difficult because you don't want to stop the progress, but at the same time, I think security for people come first.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, like I like driving,
Hmm.
so I don't like I don't feel the necessity of having a car driving for me. I mean, it's something I
Sure.
enjoy on the road. So, but yeah, there could be some usages like like ambulances and things where um, this could be a good useful service.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point where it's just pure self-driving and that's it for the majority of cars on the road? You know, you probably wouldn't even own a car. It would probably be some form of Uber fleet where you call the car, you jump in the back, you watch your Netflix, you play your Steam, you do whatever you do in the back, and then you arrive automated at your destination, takes the payment automatically as Uber does. Do
Uh,
you think we'll ever get to that?
I think that's the trend, right?
Yeah.
So this is where the industry want to go because you know this subscription service is what everyone is aiming for, like
Yeah,
constant
reoccurring
streaming of
revenue keeps
recurring.
coming. Yeah,
Exactly. I you know being when I was younger, I think that was very captivating for me.
mm,
Like wow, this is the world of the future. You just sit down in the car, watch some Netflix or whatever, like, and you don't care what's going on. With age, I think I'm shifting a bit my view, and I don't know if I would like a world like that or more a traditional world where I have my car, I own it, I do what I want with it, I go where I want, the road that I prefer, and you know, there is for me, it's like technology, yes, for sure, will reach there, right? Um, it is what it is what I want, it is what is needed. I don't know. I'm
yeah.
not.
It's an interesting one, right? I don't know what the answer is really. I think eventually, as the next generation of kids are being born, right, if they're growing up with this, it's just going to become the norm because that's what they're used to. But
Mhm.
I get there's something very cool about a classic car where you can change the gear stick, where you have everything like that. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah,
that fun, that feeling will ever go away, right? They're always pretty cool.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Final story of the day. Facebook has shuttered its live shopping feature to focus on Reels. Say goodbye to live shopping on 1st of October. I'm gonna be honest, I never even knew this was a thing that they were doing. So
Exactly.
yeah, not really a surprise. I don't even use Facebook anymore. Do you use Facebook?
Um, I have an account on Facebook, honestly,
Yeah.
but very, very little. I mean, I'm not someone that put pictures or it just like sometimes organize some going out with friends or like an alternative to
Yeah.
some other software like WhatsApp. But
I haven't used it in years, but they're shutting down their live shopping. It's QVC like live stream feature that lets creators broadcast and sell products to an audience via TechCrunch. The feature will officially shut down 1st of October, and it's part of the company's initiative to shift its focus onto Reels. When I say Reels, I mean what they're really talking about is they're trying to catch up with TikTok, right? You know, TikTok came out of nowhere. It's all these big tech companies are going, whoa, what's happening? You know, and obviously that's where the attention is: full screen, addictive video, using AI to attract your likes, keeps you on the app longer, so you can sell more customized ads, make more profit. I feel like most social media platforms are pivoting to become more TikToky, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I never knew it was a thing. The live shopping feature. I mean, I've seen QVC, right? I mean, you've seen that from like late night shopping on TV. But my wife is Chinese, and in China you have I think TikTok goes by a different name, Byte Dance or
Mm.
something over in the East. Might be a different platform. But there are live shopping over there is absolutely massive on people just getting their phone, talking about influencers, talking about the products they're
Yeah.
selling, and making millions and millions. I can't remember exactly what the story was that she showed me recently, but there was somebody that within minutes had sold millions, if not hundreds of millions of product using using an app like that. But yeah, do you use TikTok, anything like that for entertainment?
Honestly, no, because I used Facebook and this kind of things in the past because I had some crazy sport association about some medieval reenactment. So I was using it to sponsor the association and show some videos of the activities we were doing. And once I said, okay, it's enough. It was too much work. And one of the takes I had from the social environment is like that can be a bit toxic.
Okay.
Like first, there can be you can waste a lot of time watching nice but totally useless videos, honestly. I don't want my child to spend hours on these things because he's not developing anything besides just
it's not productive, is it? Not a good use of time.
And then if you use this thing to share something like, something that you care for, normally you get a lot of negativity.
Sure.
Like there is always someone coming and want to shame you or point out crazy aspects. They always take the negative things out of it. So no, I think the social networks are changing also. Not in good our way of interacting between us.
Yeah,
they are creating a barriers, and at the same time they highlight the negativity of things. We are losing a bit of joy of staying with people. I mean, I think you understood that I'm a bit retro person, even if I work in
I get what you're saying. It's part of it's like good news doesn't spread as quickly as bad news, right? I mean, if there's some horrible accident, it's all over the news instantly. If the hundreds of ambulances that get to their destination on time, I mean, that doesn't make a story. So if it bleeds, it reads, right? That's the expression, and that's what people are more likely to share and like and post. That's what you're more likely to get, right? It's crazy. I wouldn't let my my future children use TikTok for that reason, but also for the reason that I don't know if you ever looked into like the TikTok terms and conditions when signing up to it, but the amount of power that, and it's probably not just TikTok, it's probably other platforms as well, but the amount of power that you sign over to them when you just agree to use their app is staggering. There's I read something the other day that they get permission to get visibility over your keystrokes even when not using the app. So in theory, they know every text message that you sent based on where you placed your fingers on the screen, and that's even when the app's not in use. So it's a slippery slope. We want to watch a funny video of a dancing, and suddenly the somebody else in a different country knows what text message you sent to your friends.
No, I fully agree. And I was the other day I just was looking at some news about exactly this. That it seems there are some concern about TikTok could influence election in various countries just by proposing kind of different videos, or kind of able to manipulate the view on certain things that happen in a country instead. Manipulate essentially people that use TikTok in a subtle way. So absolutely, I think this is the main danger. I think is growing, is become more and more apparent about all this social media and this big tech company. So we need to be a bit careful on how we use the technology. Useful, but I think is also we need to be responsible with this.
Yeah, slippery slope. Definitely an interesting one to think about. Okay, well, thank you, Giulio, for coming on the show. It was good to get your insights on a couple of topics that are happening in the world of tech right now. And thank you everybody for watching as well. Make sure you obviously subscribe on Spotify for all the new episodes coming almost every single day, where we're getting back into posting. And if anyone's got questions for Giulio, I'm sure they can reach out on LinkedIn and drop him a message personally. But thanks everyone, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Alfie. Bye-bye.
Imagine if you were able to hire the next Elon Musk. Or if you got a job at Facebook, back when it was just a startup. Well, these people and these opportunities, they are still out there, and we have access to them. Access to all of them. At Alpha Technology, we specialise in software development recruitment across London and the UK. From React to Java to C# and more. We represent the best front-end, back-end, and full-stack engineers on the market. This includes top developers from Meta, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, and more. Our clients operate across AI, blockchain, VR, AR, fintech, edtech, health tech, and more. From startups to global enterprises and everything in between. But Alpha isn't just a recruitment agency. We are also a tech community. We host podcasts, run meetup events, and lead ED&I initiatives, supporting women in technology, BAME individuals, and the Tech for Good ecosystem. So, if you're a company looking to hire software engineers, or if you're a developer open to new opportunities yourself, then we are here to help. Alpha Technology. Recruiting for the future.